way that we can speak and redeem our people from these savage. Because these people are nothing more than savage, because you are not human when you handle things like that. You come in, you stage things here and stage things there. Okay, when I'm looking at the green thing, because I have to say the green thing, with green case, and the DPP really rule that there's no charge can put up against him. I don't know where she's coming from with this kind of a stupidity.
Well, she said there was no. She said there was no. She said there was no evidence.
The same thing that happened in England happened here.
But
they ruled no charge.
She said there was no.
What kind of injustice are they showing to people?
Can you listen, my brother?
Yeah, she said there was no evidence. If you look deeper into what she's saying, you can begin to consider the behavior that led to the thing being dismissed because there was no evidence to support the kind of charges that would be laid against him. And she ended by saying, since evidence ought to have been available from the hotel records, perhaps the police need to investigate the hotel. The issue in England is not so much a legal one as a moral one, and that is one of the differences between our situation, because Floyd Green accepted that what he did was wrong. Not criminal, but he said it was wrong. And he stated the basis on which it was wrong, which is the same basis that all of us believe it was wrong. But you see, he went ahead and he accepted an appointment, and the government appointed him and he accepted. So you now start to look at the integrity issues that underpin the performance of our public officers, not just how the DPP dealt with it.
Exactly, that's how it looks. That's very, very much true.
Yeah.
You see, this is Paris they call Westmoreland. That place, I can remember the 80s, when I was in Westmoreland, I never see people living like that up to this present moment, because when I look from Sheffield to Sablamar, because I'm frequent on those roads. Mm-hmm. From Sablamar, that there was a project from Sablamar to Negril for that piece of road to be fixed, because it was so bad and so much politics go on about it. Even now from the bridge and now on the boulevard to go all the way back to like Green Island, when the road supposed to be upgraded. It was so much chaos, and now Mr. Wallace now saying that the rumble strip that they put across in there, But I don't see no problem with the strip. But
so are you
need to maintain?
Are you saying that Westmoreland was abused for so long and left to suffer in deplorable conditions with bad infrastructure and low opportunities, that they have now created their own society, and it's not a society built on righteousness and justice?
Exactly.
That is the fruit that we're reaping now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very relevant consideration, because and it's something you always see in the resort towns. You have the hotels and the lifestyle of the hotels. And then you have the locals living in some serious conditions of abject poverty and poor infrastructure. And the two things are rubbing shoulders. And eventually, some upset is going to take place, because you're not going to have children born into that situation, accepting it as natural and accepting their low position as the station that they have to tolerate. I mean, I've seen it in other resort towns where eventually something unnatural takes place, because survival is a compelling urge. But thank you, sir, for those insights that you've shared with us.
Yes, let us just bring back one last time.
Yes, please, because our station break is upon us.
Okay. There was a little thing about, actually, the premise I was talking about with the police. People interfering with police. I never know that people could be figuring activity of the police, and he's saying that people is troubling, is interfering in work of the police. I don't know how we come by that. And it's of people legal right, you can stop it from video.
Absolutely. So that makes little sense. And people need to record what the police is doing, because sometimes there's no record of the interaction with the police. When he gives the police cameras on their vests, and then citizens can feel a little more comfortable.
Exactly.
Yes. All
So
right.
that's a very low blow by Andrew Wallace.
Well,
He's saying things that what the commission are supposed to say. He's taking up things and going on front to take all these charges.
yeah.
And the response for not even the Minister of National Security didn't
Is
come and
is
say
is
what
saying
he
it.
said.
Yes. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's why some people say that the leadership of law enforcement has become so political. You can't see the difference between policy and execution of policy. Yeah.
exactly.
Let's hope he's listening and he will
Thank
repent
you.
of those words. Thank you very much.
No, okay, have a good one now.
You too, brother.
My Jamaican people are so.
We'll be right back.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
The station that makes you feel good.
I love the station. I think it's great.
My station.
Moving.
This is my station.
Moving. Keep it right here. Keep it right here.
Crew, this is your late afternoon companion to Shikalu on your 100 FM dial. Make sure you tune in and turn up every Tuesdays from 5 until 7 p.m. for OTAWTL. That is on the ear with me, yours truly, a program that will leave you inspired, entertained, and informed. With the credit giveaways each week. Street Link, where we go in the streets to find out from the people what is hot and what is not, and so much more. And guess what? You can now voice your birthday shout-outs on our WhatsApp line at 876-438-9442, and we'll play them live on air. So what are you waiting for? Turn up Tuesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. right here on Best 100 FM, the station that is sizzling every day.
Vijam Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vijam Printers, your best choice in printing.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Yes.
Good morning and welcome back to the Morning Connection. We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning to you both and the rest of the team and the listeners.
Morning, Jigsaw. How you doing?
Well, I want to say, well, it's a lovely day. Stop embracing. But I'm on mute because we're talking about what the DPP said. What the key in one of the statements she made, I think I heard the majority of it, is that she was unable to with the information presented to her.
She couldn't make a chart.
Evidence. She needs evidence.
She needs evidence.
Right. So now, why don't we go on the hotel and look up at the carpet? Because we put things people on there. Right? That makes me a business.
Well, you need a warrant.
Either a warrant or whatever document it might be for the records of who was in the who entered or the person you are interested or they entered. They need to act with alacrity over when they went for those two youngsters. I'm not so sure. I'm going to them all. They won't come out of them dead. They never on carpet.
She made the point. She made the point that what video footage was available didn't allow you to identify, to make an identification of the persons.
You have to do with the basic too, because you remember all this thing about this is the video cam, the operative in terms of accurate inference.
Yeah, Yeah, the video that would have helped had been written over by the time the police made a proper request.
Me no train as a. But what the record? That's the basic thing. The record of who entered there. All you have to do is take a photo shot of it, right? To start with.
Well, I think that is why she said that is why that is Jigsaw. That is why she directed the police to pursue that avenue investigating the hotel. But let's not get bogged down with the finer details of how a case is prepared for prosecution and so on. You have two things. You have something happening at two levels in the area of enforcement and administration of justice. We would never want a DPP that is prepared to respond to public outcry and fabricate a case without evidence. Because if she does it for him, she will do it against us. So we have to be faithful to the observance of these rules of procedure and the importance of evidence. At the same time, we have a minister who admitted that he was wrong. He was morally wrong in the conduct that he pursued. Yet he has gone ahead to accept the promotion and to step back into the position without it's some of the things that frankly I couldn't do.
What I needed to do was to video the week, and there's a week going on.
The video of the week.
Yeah, not on a wink. So the question is, are we prepared to accept that way of doing business? Someone said the British Prime Minister is under great pressure because of the moral pressure and the outcry that has been raised against him. He may end up having to resign. I mean, he has resisted it so far, but the more he resists it, the more strident people become.
Yeah, if you try to put functioning public, I don't have sympathy. I don't cry, there's no sympathy. Because even if there's a property going on, you have time to move fast that establish you.
Yeah, I mean, someone online here says that experiencing any relief is a fleeting illusion until the government clean up their own acts of corruption within their circles. All the measures put in place.
I'm not so sure that I Australia.
Yeah. The staging of events. All right, my brother. All right, Jigsaw. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello, good morning, wonderful people.
Good morning, Neville. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Looking up in my mango tree over Portmore here. See some lovely mangoes.
What is it, East Indian or Julie? Or Bombay? Which one?
Julie mango and Yeri mango.
All right.
You know that?
Yes,
I sell mango. Good morning to your listeners and your valuable callers. You know I sell mangoes every year, though. And pay my property tax over here.
Oh, that either your property tax isn't much or you have a lot of mangoes. Which is it?
Well, the property tax for property in Portmore, where I live in Independence City, is $5,300 every year.
Oh, I envy you.
And then you sell the mangoes and you pay the property
Yes,
tax.
that absolutely can work.
What, Pastor?
I'm here. Go ahead.
You see me come to you and ask you a question as a pastor. I come for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, says my God. Here?
I mean, I court of law now.
Pastor,
Yes,
Pastor. The Bible must fulfill.
Yes, man.
That means we don't see nothing yet.
We haven't begun.
You know what Joe Biden tell Vladimir Putin this morning? Last night he tell him, and they broadcast it this morning.
What him say?
Him say if they invade Ukraine, they're going to blow up the pipeline that Europe is, that Russia sending into Europe.
Okay.
They're going to blow it up.
Okay.
Did you say the police looking for him?
Good strategy.
The
You say the police looking for the threat that Biden made to Putin?
No.
Are you saying the Interpol and the police looking for all those big guns that Putin sends us around Ukraine?
No.
So these people, what kind of example them I said to people in the world? Them can do what they want to other people. Just take it and through them name politician and them run the place with them big guns.
Well, that is an appropriate response if you're contemplating war.
Oh, so war is part of the fulfillment of the Bible.
Of course.
Pastor.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, and civil unrest within the country is part of it too.
And earthquakes and things in diverse places.
Mm-hmm.
And the politics to determine who get what when here and how it's part of it too.
All a part of it. But there are still instructions for those who want to follow a certain path.
Yeah.
Always instructions.
Well, hear this now.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, if you look on your calendar this month,
Yes.
it have 4 Sunday, 4 Monday, 4 Tuesday, 4 Wednesday, 4 Thursday, and 4 Friday, and 4 Saturday.
That is for February.
Yeah, it only happens every 823 years, yeah?
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
It is called a miracle in.
Okay.
So we are in a time of our life where we're not seeing nothing yet. You know that the average parliamentarian in our parliament, when they do 10 years, they get a livable pension. Those who are at the backbench, you know what is their pension till them dead? Minimum?
No, what is it? What they
Between 180 to 250,000 a month till them dead. Once them the 2 terms as a parliamentarian.
But you know all those things can change. Just like how they changed it to make it into that. You can change it.
You see the common man like me?
Yes.
You don't get that.
9 out of 10 we do have no pension. So the older we get is the poorer we get.
The poorer we become and the more at risk.
Yeah,
well,
more at risk.
Well, you can have the expectation that Senator Webby has made it a commitment to see that there is some form of insurance in place for people who at a certain income level.
So
does that comfort you?
The inequity that is among us, Miss Minette.
Yes.
We have to change that inequity.
Yes.
We're in agreement about that.
We do.
Yeah.
Miss Minette, you know, all we talk about the murder rate too high, you see?
Mm-hmm.
You know that our divorce rate is 3 times our murder rate every year. No one a poor black man here.
I've never looked at the statistics.
I have to go look at that and then come back. But I know that the rates of divorce have increased, in both the church and outside.
But it tends to
What
track
is the main growth of research? What is the main growth of research in your church, Pastor?
But it tends to track the greater empowerment of women and an increase in the earning power of women.
It all come right back down to dollars and cents.
Mm.
And as I tell you yesterday, said the minted money on the ground that they call M1 money is not enough to go around. You know what is the average NIS pension like what my mother getting at 79? $8,000 a month.
I know some people will get even less.
She never have a strong boy putting them around her and she not paying rent. How she would have managed at 79?
Well, you know, when I was a child, I always heard that the children are the parents' pension.
But you think anybody can rely on children now to become their pension?
Well, I know that.
Even in a fool's paradise, if you think that.
Yeah, but I'm making the point that it was always so. There was no pension for black people.
Yeah, exactly. So this I hear that too.
Yeah.
You know what is the Prime Minister's pension till him dead?
Yes, you have said it a few
His
times.
salary that him getting now till him dead. And you see when him dead, if him dead before his wife,
his wife,
she going to get his pension till she dead.
All right, my brother.
You know that Michael man, the wife is getting his pension now until she dead. Michael man, you know that?
Yes. And the truth of the matter is I am not against the family of persons who have served at the level of prime minister and certain high offices. I'm not against them staying above the poverty line. I think we should be above it too. So I don't think that we address the problem by pulling them down. We address the problem by lifting ourselves up.
No, we need more equity on the ground.
Yes, and those are the initiatives that have to be addressed. I mean, here we were talking earlier about the government looking to borrow money to put in a broadband network that we had set up a fund that should have put it in at the cost of the contributions made by carriers. So, but few people know.
So why is it that they can't announce the raising of the minimum wage to $15,000 today?
Well, and so those are the things that we press for. We don't really press for them to be reduced.
And why is it that they can't pay off the police force, the draw check and pay them today? So that they get the raise up here and they start quarreling with the system.
Let's change the people there so the ones we put there can do the right thing. All right, Neville, I have another call and you're asking some tough questions.
It's all about us here.
Yes, well, I know that. That's why I speak the way I do.
Take care.
You too, brother. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, my sister.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, and night. How you do?
I'm good as usual, man.
You're good.
Yeah, man. A gentleman spoke out a couple of calls ago. I was talking about the vetting.
Yes, of the police, the candidates for service in the force.
And the military and other such people. But when you have a society, you see, sometimes we point fingers on other people in the society, and we're really looking at the society, what you really have, When you have a society that is, changed so far that this kind of corruption is not only at the top of the society, And we fail to understand that, corruption is from the bottom to the top of the society,
I don't think we fail to understand it. I think we fail to take action
against it. That is the point. We all understand it and see it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you hear people talk about the government must do this, and the police must do that, and what about what they are doing? Because listen, I live in a community, and a simple thing like garbage truck come very regular. And as soon as the garbage truck gone, probably a couple of hours, you see people about throw their garbage out of the place. You look on the other thing, there's corruption,
Yeah. Civil disobedience.
So we as Jamaican must look into ourselves and realize that. So when they come in the community, after they ask people to vet a young so that they know what to join the police force. So the same people they give them bad information, Why you alright, man? We give you a try, man. This blind culture that we have. Give the youth a blind, man. You know that the youth is a youth that youth have unquestionable character. But you must give him a blind. Give him a blind, man. Give him a blind, everybody. It's a blind thing. It's a blind country we live in. You drive on the road and you see a man drive on the sidewalk. Right? And you stop to let him in the traffic and all the type of thing there. When I turn up in nose and wrangling in this country, that's why the country stays up.
So that is
I will blame authority, I will blame this, I will blame politicians,
So the zero tolerance should become a personal commitment, not just what you expect to see.
Everybody, and integrity is doing the right thing when nobody
no one is looking. Yeah.
And we don't have that in this country. Far too many of us are lack of integrity. Far too many of us. And we don't correct that. Where we can get the politician from and the police from.
They come out of our bodies.
No, we produce them.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, and which is the point that you hear myself, you hear me making, that we have to begin with the individual on the ground.
Become the change that we want to see.
So if you talk about the black culture, we have to change it, because I was relating an incident and my friend when I was in PriceSmart one day, and she was saying, I said, but that can't work. It increases people to become angry at each other, and if I had persisted, probably fight would have broke out in a PriceSmart. But
you go somewhere and join a line.
Yes.
Sometimes a man will buy me a little gelato, and you join the line, and see a man come at the side of the line. And he will come before you. And if everybody, well, I just want to give him a buy, man. Give him a blind, man. Give him a blind, man.
Yeah, man. You know what we're talking about. So the change has to begin there, and we are in 100% agreement with what you're saying.
So until I see people making a change, I'm not going to blame the politician more than so, I'm blaming this, I'm blaming that. Because look at England. Look at England right there. Look at that Boris. Look at the first person that Boris
And the parents are England and that. You think our leaders can do anything like that and come under any pressure?
Well, the first thing they did was exempt themselves from the ambit of the regulations.
And we allow them to do that because we would have probably if we had the same position, we had the same thing too.
Yeah, so.
That's why we're not saying nothing, because we give us a safe position. probably our worst.
Yeah, so the absence of integrity is at all levels.
Personal integrity is important,
yeah. Man, we haven't started to preach integrity and responsibility in this country.
True.
All right, brother.
If we don't get that right, you're not getting nothing right.
True.
And we come out and talk about this, and we must take the beam out of our eye first. You know that me can tell a man 100% certain that not even a bus ticket me no chop on the road, not even ice me paper me no chop on the road.
Well, I can say the same.
Not even that I don't do. And I grow my kids and my grandchildren them not to do nothing like that. Don't this on the road, don't do nothing like that.
Yeah. You throw it there, somebody has to pick it up.
But when you talk to somebody and tell them that they say, boy, they don't do that, the body harm, nobody not get no work, you have somebody imply to do that. So that is the culture, you have to change that type of thing. We need that can work to do in this country.
All right, let's start with us. I love that sentiment.
Start with us.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks for sharing with us.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Pastor Percival, you wanted to clarify something.
I was making a point about the John Hopkins report. Did some further checks. It's a report, but they have said it's a working paper, and it was done by economists and not epidemiologists. And so that kind of qualifies what they have said. So just put that out there that people understand what it was saying. So it's not a John Hopkins. It's people who work at John Hopkins, but it's not a John Hopkins, like you say, UA.
It's not a medical report.
It's not a medical economic report.
But don't you give some value to what the economists are saying?
Yes, man, they must, because they are thinking about the impact on persons and so on.
And they can analyze trends and look at statistics and review reports just as any other intelligent person.
Right.
Yeah.
But I believe a lot of people on the ground are saying this. It's not working for me.
So when you say follow the science, there are multiple scientific disciplines that are involved.
Yeah, the epidemiology.
The economics of it. In fact, many people think that it's the economics of a pandemic that drive the protocols.
Yeah.
You want to make money from vaccinations, from selling all the support gear and so on. And there's a point at which that begins to drive the decision making, and the medical science is lost. Today, Michael Abrahams is calling for humility in COVID-19. I love it the way I love it when I see the social commentary beginning to track what we know to be right and true. Now that we see the truth coming out concerning the dangers, the pros and cons, those of us who were saying it from day one don't need to be spending too much time gloating and crowing over how right we were.
How do we move forward?
We just need to get on with the business of correcting the path and moving forward. And so he says, regardless of our views, beliefs, and narratives, it is in the best interest of humanity to be honest at this time. And to be honest requires humility when we are proven wrong. There's no shame in that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abrams.
I don't know if in there he acknowledges that he was wrong, because he started off on one point and I've watched him work his way right over to informed consent, to natural immunity having a certain value, to all of the additional strategies that ought to be used to boost person's immune system. Until now, he's saying that along with the vaccines, there are some other things which people ought to be doing, and human arrogance and selfishness needs to take a back seat and let humility and honesty step forward so we can actually do better by one another. I love it that he's able to do it, and better yet that the Gleaner has printed it.
You know, but what I find fascinating with this whole thing is there has been so much censorship of persons who are saying, but there's a different way of looking at it. not only locally, but internationally in Europe and so on. And it has been so bad that they've gone after people medical license and their ability to practice to earn their bread. And that's so unfortunate because we know that in science, you put a hypothesis and you test it and you prove it and you move forward. A simple thing like when we said the earth was flat. Yeah,
Well, remember, we had one caller who said that it is the sun that moves around the earth because the Bible says so. And I read in Psalm the other day about the sun completing its circuit. And I said, aha, that is the foundation of
what he said.
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Percy, how are you, man?
I am good.
Yeah. Look, you ever hear the song, it was gone by the man in Cancun with the evening?
Is it a song or it's a saying? I know it's a saying.
It's a gone by the man in Cancun with the evening. Oh,
I see. The producer seem to know it too.
Morning, Chef. Where you say now? What you saying to me?
Yeah, man. Look here, when we really take certain situations, I know our home run. And, and when you check it out, some get out of line. Let me tell you something before we start coming parliament. When I was a young youth going through it, young youth leave school and then we can really, like, Saturday time, we can really learn trade. We take Saturday daytime for ourselves, and go show after midday, and
midday matinee.
So yeah, so I can recall, what you say, boy, you go by the rule, Go to a show, and the show was showing how the cowboy put up in fence and have they called him in the line, and the cookman him come every minute and pull it down. So when I tell him, get to the mansion. He said, Daddy, if they come back, what do we do? He said, son, if I see them, I will tell them not to do it anymore. Yeah, and the friend, and go on till, when the man come back again after I put it up, the man have to take drastic measurement, man. And all of us in the show was saying, damn right, that good shit,
Justice.
And,
Justice, you felt they deserved it. They had earned some stiff measures.
Yeah. So I say this to say this, whenever a person govern a country,
yeah,
you have to, or each and everyone who, will go and say the right thing. You must really, people must really go towards and from here saying the right thing, and that's it. And when we look over the years, this capitalists will come in at Jamaica and the people them fall who don't have it begin to grudge this man when see a progress and all those things. And so we bring to this gentleman we have in few little cow. And when they check it out, the future people are seeing, but because maybe he's striving, bright as a bright star. So me around him, take it away. And that is what I love to. We should be our brother's keeper.
Which is correct.
We don't do that, Percy. Me I don't tell the dog in near me supper.
Yeah, but that's
and when you see man out there, come tell about in power for it. Another thing, where that come from? After the head, Okay. And it's very tricky long right too. Because for instance, people never know say they could have they want their own things going on. They might go there one wrong water the yard and take a check from them. I say rich me severe in here so right now where we live in Manchester where a person can be one goat in the yard as wrong goat when you come at the time and the day.
Yeah.
The thief them come
Somebody
and
take it. Yeah.
And I'm saying this to say that, my brother. We must all come together because when I really check it out, you see how this COVID business there where some people, if you not take it, don't repeat that anymore because I know of a certain place right now where about 30 people working. And some don't take it. And you know what, it was discouraged there. So my youth must leave them work and say, why they not go back there until the people vaccinate. And we should all come together because we know that disease is all over the globe. And when I check it that way, and then I say, boy, you are man free to do what I have to do. Since I didn't have that, and we must look in ourselves and say, boy, it kill people. And because of my sick naked, I'm not do it. No, we don't say that. Because I know most people kill.
All right, my brother. Can you, Sheppy, can you wait while we take the station break? I got the signal. We're right here. All right, thank you.
We'll be right back.
Youths, are you stressed? Are you faced with trauma? Well, this is the program for you. Join Royton McLaren for Youth Resilience and Empowerment every Monday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. on Best 100.5 FM.
Easy! Let not your hearts be troubled. Just believe in God Almighty and daily renew the mind. As we live in this time when fake is more valued than real, lies prefer the truth, the unnatural put above the natural. This is Lady Donna, aka Double D Don Don, with a new song, Almighty Jah, encouraging your people to keep the faith. God will make a way. Get your copy today. It's on all digital platforms. Lady Donna Official on Instagram, Facebook, AsujaRecords.com. For bookings, Asuja Record Label at Gmail. Almighty Jah!
The station that makes you feel good.
I love the station. I think it's great.
My station.
Moving.
My station.
Moving. Keep it right here. Keep it right here.
Fast FM. Keep listening.
He's coming back.
Yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Best 100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing firm.
Vegam Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vegam Printers, your best choice in printing.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best.
All right, Sheppy, just wrap up here quickly fast. We have another caller waiting, please.
Yeah, man. First thing, let me tell you something. We have a democratic system in this country here. And the way we do it, if I don't want to vote you. You know, come parade and come talk as dance roads and come talk say, well, we have to take over. You can't say anything there. Because some people are ignorant. I mean, if you want to say something we don't like, you know what, that can be God.
When you say we have to take over, you're meaning in terms of taking responsibility for ourselves for our lives and what we need to do?
Or you see it as a military coup?
We have a democratic system.
No, but...
Like, if you know what is government, we vote them out over the years.
Okay, so, but hold on, Sheppy. What we are saying is, people need to take responsibility for their lives and their local situations in terms of the things that they can control.
Yeah.
Like you talk about your family. So as a father, I have to make sure that my family is taken care of, that I'm passing on the right values to them, so they learn to think critically. So that's what we are saying, you know. We're not talking about who are overthrown. We're not talking about that. Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
The last time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Me hear what police have done there. They said the driver, the shop, the barkeeper, and others out there. You have to pay them because they will have to keep. And they have their light bill to pay, they have their rent to pay.
Right.
And some of them get 50,000. I mean, you might say, you say, you know, forget it.
Okay, so that's his opinion.
Yeah, that is not right because if the man get a little money for it, and he's trying to really hungry man is a hungry man.
Yes.
And then when you try to start to feel that need, nobody else supposed to say, well, I do the right thing. Because a person need it because you open your shop and you can't open it.
Yeah, but...
And when you check it out, you have to pay this big rent.
So that was
you have to pay this big rent. When you have a person say, just look at your needs and tell you somebody will assist you. You shall look at it and say, well, that is a man with a heart.
All right, Sheppy.
So
we're going to take the other call now. And you're right. There shouldn't be grudge a man assistance. You should be fighting for more people to get assistance. So.
Correct.
All right.
Agreement here. Thanks. Good. Welcome, caller. How are you today? This morning?
Good morning, not bad.
Okay, how are you, Santa?
Well, me good enough, man. Me just glad say under the pan radio for Sheffield, because I must feel better. Without only can't have pan radio.
Really?
Are you serious?
Who shut down Shepard's freedom of expression?
Yeah, well, him and Jerry don't see eye to eye.
Okay, that's all right.
Because I always accuse Jerry.
Okay.
There's no way to add them up.
Well, if he start to cuss us, we might treat him the same way.
Okay, but we'll not do that.
But yes,
Are you respect, you know? Anyway, what me
yes, sir.
I call about now?
Yes.
Why black people fit poor celebration in the short month?
Oh, you're asking why is it that but we spoken about that, you know.
I didn't hear.
No man, the guy who came up with it, they were doing it independently.
What are the four, by the way, that you're talking about?
One is a white one, by the way. The red and white clothes thing.
Oh, you mean Valentine's?
Valentine, which I don't celebrate anymore.
You don't love people? You don't love the ladies? I thought you were a lover of the ladies. What's happened to you?
Valentine is not lover of lady.
Okay, all right.
So there's Valentine's Day. What are the other three?
Black History Month,
Mm-hmm.
Reggae Month,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a Bob Marley celebration.
But Bob Marley's is because his birthday.
Yeah, the Bob Marley celebration and Reggae Month are closely aligned because they wanted to celebrate Reggae Month in the month of
I
Bob Marley's
understand that,
birthday.
but
Yeah.
look,
But how does it affect you? Tell me how it affects you.
One of the main things I used to celebrate in this month was Black History Month, and it seemed like somebody's trying to cut it out.
So how does it affect you, these four things in 1 month?
It's too much, Kyle. You hardly hear anything about Black History Month again.
Because the three of the things celebrate black people and music. And they are uniquely Jamaican, two of them.
That's what I'm saying. Then we should move the Black History Month to another month then.
Well, I tell you what. I think you can celebrate it and curate an event during any month that you choose, and I'm sure you will get the support. I think there is something that's going to be celebrated in April.
That's Rastafarian.
Yes. So you'll see some other things happening, I believe.
No, my main concern, is Black History Month. You're not hearing anything like, 10, 15 years ago about, like, the history where black people is coming from, what used to happen to them. It used to come even on the TV, you don't see anything like that again.
Okay.
Well,
we are trying to do the best we can.
And Black History Month was borrowed from the US. So it's not really, we didn't set it to be so. We were just going along with something that is already so. Are you saying you can start a move to which month would you like to see it in? Some have said July.
Well, it doesn't matter. Any month away from February.
Okay. All right, brother. I hear you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Is there another call on the line? Okay.
Off note though, just so that we know, the NIR declined by 493 million in January versus the end of December. So in December it was 3.5. So it's down to about 3 billion. Well, they need to know because it speaks to NIR's amount of weeks of import. It can make 49 weeks. So it means that we do have money to trade. That's what it means. Yeah, when we talk about that amount of money that you can trade with your neighbors to bring in imports.
So we'll get credit and owe interest.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Leonard and Pastor Percy.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, that is real, Pastor.
Yes, he's very much
you
real.
Know?
Yes.
Pastor, that is real. That's how real God is. That you can see right in front of you because He's a spirit and He's also everything in oneness with that energy of life. Can't you analyze that identity to correct all these illusion, confusion, destruction, searching for solution. Oh God.
And the solution, I'm not going to call it darkness anymore. Call it light, because the entrance of the word brings light to our path. So what are you sharing today with us, light?
What is it, Pastor? What is darkness anymore?
No, man. You are light because you have entered into the light. And with the entrance of light, the darkness is dispelled. So that's what I'm living in now. Yeah, man.
Imagine.
Yes.
Just take away everything. Just imagine, take away everything from your mind.
Yes.
All the creation of existence.
Yes.
It must lead the maker. And you better know the maker identity.
Right.
To acknowledge it. It's going to leave the darkness only. The darkness alone stands still within itself of its creation.
Yeah, but what I'm
So
saying to you, hold
try
on.
follow that in your heaven and try to know the back of your soul.
Okay,
The
but
technology
hold on.
to your
Hello.
soul.
If you're not going to allow me to talk, I'm going to cut you off. Because we're talking about dialogue.
You can do anything you want to, Pastor.
All right, but what I'm saying to you, you are talking about darkness. And I'm saying to you, the entrance of God into my life brings light. And where there's light, it dispels darkness. You
You
believe
don't know
that?
the identity of God.
Hold on. But me
You
tell
can't say
you,
anything.
but I know the identity of God. He has revealed himself
What is the identity
in
of
the
God?
person of Jesus Christ. That's what I believe.
All right, here, don't tell the identity of God.
Yes.
You see where you're there right now,
Yeah.
and where everybody will listen to this radio
Yes.
at this moment, at this time.
Yes.
My first existence, coming into the first existence, I admire nature and communicating with natural nature. That is the image of your reflection and yourself is a shadow. And that shadow with light is throughout the universe in oneness in the womb of the existence.
But you're
of
missing
light.
the point. You're missing the point that I'm making.
My point cannot miss because it is right in front of you. You have to acknowledge the point.
No, but I've
And I'm
acknowledged
waiting
it.
to the point.
No. All right. So we thank you. So
Yeah. The change that's taken off of your hands and feet, but mentally, they are come to your brain and over track.
all right.
Technology.
So they're not going to do that.
Energy to out that when they go in a space to capture, to carry to earth. That energy.
Okay.
You want to tell what it is?
What?
You want me to tell what that energy is?
Yes.
All right. That energy is the sunlight energy of radiation.
Okay.
Electronic energy of radiation. Magnetic energy. That energy then put and captured in the satellite and carry to earth. So more one energy in that. And that energy when it comes to earth, you need to phone where you have. Now go hold you anymore, Pastor. Because when you want to step up to the 5 and they might go 7, they might go 9, they might go 11, they might go straight up and more energy. That drives them there. I go mash up your brain energy, mash up your brain mind, wipe out creation and bring in the technology for artificial intelligent robot where I get you know. Them and they are.
All right. Yeah.
I
Okay.
told the people, listen to me and learn knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what is interesting, and then we keep saying, let's have a dialogue. You come and I'm saying to him, he's stuck on darkness, but I'm walking in the light. And the entrance of God's word brings light to my life, my existence. That's why in the beginning God said, what was the first thing he did? He separated the darkness.
Let there be light.
Let there be light. Because he lives in the light. And if I live in his lightness, I'm walking in the light. I'm interested.
Taki asked if that color is a religious dictator.
I don't know, but I just
difficult to communicate.
And I think what has happened to him is that too much knowledge can make you unbalanced.
In your perspective.
Yes.
Somebody says, tell darkness that we've gone from pint to quart now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will call online, I believe.
Do we? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're always aiming to kind of make sense out of
what he's saying, and I'm just simply
today was particularly difficult. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Pastor? Miss Minute, how are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm listening to Darkness All Over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of what he's saying, he understand what he's saying.
Of course he does.
I understand what darkness is saying, but I'm saying to darkness
Yeah,
is
what about the technology thing that he's talking about?
no, I understand that, and I'm exposed to the material in terms of what there is. But I'm saying, okay, we know that that is so, but then how are with the knowledge we have? How are we going to prevent or guard ourselves against what people are trying to do to us with the technology? So we have to fortify our minds and learn how to navigate what is there. That's what I'm simply saying to him.
All right, that call in.
You know, but and important things, knowledge is important, but the knowledge is supposed to bring light and supposed to help us to guide us to how we navigate. When we are caught, we become fearful in regards to what it is going to do to us. So I encourage us, information is about you getting wisdom and understanding. That's what it is about.
Yeah, and also for the benefit of those who listen and who call, if we can't have a dialogue, it's difficult to just kind of sit and we preach that. Good morning, welcome to the morning connection.
Hello, good morning to you both.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm saying this is something every time that I'm just tuning in,
Yeah.
And every time I hear that and talk and how you people react, it's like, and I hear like gonna say, why is this man balance and like he's a madman. But I told them say about professor, I told them that our professor a madman. and again, I hear say, instead of wait for me and ask me the question, how we get through those things. Because all of them things that we get going right now, we hear them talk about how them deal with people, Now go have them like under bandit, no chain, but green wise.
You're talking.
Because my plans is like my plans to move out of where we inherit. I'm going to go look somewhere else and then take what we inherit and
Well, listen, from the start of this show, we have exhibited great patience in making sure we are understanding what he's saying because he's not speaking nonsense, but it's a conversation. And I'm glad when callers are beginning to understand it because in the initial stages, not a lot of tolerance was being shown to how he expresses himself. But if we can't have a conversation, then it makes little sense.
No, it's like me hear them have in here Marianne and all that and them have the boy who if I heard that I really and think that they get it.
Well, we're not taking it any further than how we are able to communicate with darkness. He's been calling this show from the start, and I think Pastor is within his rights to express a view.
People want to when you start coming like a cover up.
Oh, we are not covering up. No, my brother.
But they will not stop the people from here.
No, hold on. No, wait. Brother, hold on. No, we are having a conversation. We are having a dialogue. He makes a point. I'm responding with something else. But he doesn't want us to have a conversation.
No, man.
Well, I hope you don't think we're cutting you off, but we thank you for showing some love and support to darkness. All right.
Then, good. Thank you for calling.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yes, good morning, Miss Leggett and Paul Percy.
Good morning, sir.
I just love how you treat in the darkness stuff to be reasoning on reality, Tell me about this and where we can find it.
Yes.
Mr. Percy, all I've been in Christian, I learned about that. Eh?
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't.
No.
What's the question?
About this God. Listen to me. Try to understand what I say. We're coming through a mental oppression system that trap our mindset, not knowing the truth about life.
But darkness, in all fairness, when you call throughout the week and you say the same things and we're unable to have a dialogue with you, how do you expect the conversation to go? Because we're not just here to let you speak until you're tired and you stop. We try to have dialogue with callers. How we communicate with you? Because you just want to talk, and when you finish and we say thank you, you're gone. How do we learn anything from what you're saying when you don't want to converse? You just want to speak.
Mr. Percy, say him a cheat.
He's trying to change your identity.
Yeah, I change my identity.
I never said that. Darkness.
Existence.
Yeah, you say you want to change him from darkness to light.
No, it's changed. So when I tell him I call me light, I'm lane.
Yeah, but you can reject that. But you can. But darkness, you can reject it. You can just reject that and continue. You can just reject that suggestion and continue because you know who you are. He has a particular perspective. He says it. We can speak.
It's no problem with that, but yeah, him happen his identity also. So when it know him identity will come as one. That means the system can't overthrow it because we're coming from the root of the identity.
Okay.
That is what it told that in. That is the spirit of the maker, existence. That is the darkness, is the shadow, where shadow the universe with our light through the universe in oneness.
All right, darkness.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for calling back and explaining. That should help with the callers who are worried for you. Thanks very much. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning again.
Good morning, sir.
Mother, this might have the right name, man. Darkness, man.
The pastor wrong fair try to change up things.
No, man, darkness, man. I'm right name, man. Darkness, because his whole idea is talking about 5G and all that thing. Let the people who listen to you, see, continue in them darkness and talk about 5G. Because them saying it's 5G doing this to your brain and all them type of nonsense that we're not talking about.
Well, it's not all nonsense.
I am saying this without contradict. Anybody who wants to contradict me can say, as far as I'm concerned, him is talking about nonsense. Him listen to some little thing and him understand some little thing, but him mix up, man. That's how nonsense him attack, man.
Yeah,
what you say has no scientific, scientific hearing, I not like that.
Some of it,
like that in right name.
Some of it is not scientific, but the idea of artificial intelligence being an existential crisis for man, it has been discussed multiple times by many scientists. But thank you, my brother. I know he's not discussing it as a scientist.
When the revolution started, the revolution started. Men were so what do you call it now?
Paranoid.
Fearful of what will take place now. When we have tractors to dig hole and all this,
Industrial Revolution.
When this out of work, and you have machines to cut cane and all that type of thing. And we just like this same way, man.
Yes, but you know there's a path to getting the citizens to feel comfortable and to understand it better. But thank you for shedding some light on that.
But a man mustn't come and come talk and believe to what he's saying. You know, it have a lot of merit. You must listen to, because you not listen, you don't want to listen to what nobody says.
Yeah.
Right? You just want to just come and have a monologue. And that can't work.
I reject that. Well, I reject that. So I reject that. So
that's what we're being saying.
Just as we reject pastors' name change. I reject being lectured to quite that way. Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection. Is there a caller on the line? There was? Okay.
Yeah, but there and a lot of us have access to the internet now, and people know that there was a recent crisis in aviation in the States in terms of the switching over the 5G in terms of air traffic, and there was a backing and forthing, and they said, but other countries have switched to 5G. But they say the US, in terms of their implementation, were not where it should be. So there's a lot of fear in terms of the impact it would have in terms of navigation and so on. But it's a $13.2 trillion
industry.
Yeah.
Mm.
By 2035.
Well, you see, much as we are talking about digital literacy, promoting digital literacy, people have to understand the technology in order to be at peace with it and take decisions on how far they want to go. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, Mrs. Nine.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Okay, Alex, request again. Can you, Neville and Paras, can you make sure when I'm talking, you give my extra 5 minutes? Call me after to request that, because this is a program of learning, sharing information, and highlighting things. So when we have the people who being realistic and being really and careful for the country, we need to give them some more time.
Well, the truth of the matter is we try to, and when we don't have a caller who's been waiting for a while, we extend all the courtesies, but we also have to be mindful of how long other persons wait. So it's a balancing act that we...
But people 1 minute extra.
Yeah.
All right, my question, all right.
Yes.
My problem is with this policeman now. Over the years, I kind of follow up the Suka with the child abuse and child molestation, etc., etc. And I noticed, I remember a lady in Tivoli, she was her mother reprimand and she picked out her child. Only if she threw the child after the hour, but within less than a week she was at jail. And it's something I noticed with a certain type of people when it comes to children. So I always tell my friends, listen, motor cars, women, getting a big trouble, and people say, keep far and away. And the question is, I have a daughter. She's actually 22 at the university now. She was away, and she in her 2 years at university. I remember when I used to get my time off, she was staying with her grandmother and grandfather, so we work. My day, my time working at Mutual, so there's certain times I come off her and I babysit. And I always tell my friend them, when I babysit my daughter, and I'm in the living room sleeping, she will creep in her room. And I will give her 10 seconds or 20, never 30. And I go behind her. I remember we were washing the car, both cars meet, and I put her in the stroller, strap her down, and she's in the driveway. I wash the vehicle, and she was there crying outside. So I leave the vehicle, take her inside. The question is, the police force, the intelligence body of the police force supposed to have the most highest thinker in the force. So you're keen on your thinking. You tell me now, Mr. Dunn, and I make sure me not hit with my daughter. How is it that you left your daughter in a car you're supposed to drop her? You left her, regardless of she's sleeping or not. But the question I'm asking now, you're a baby mother, you're a wife, and no point at the time you're a baby mother call and say, oh, Suzette doing or Sandra doing, or was she? Did she crying when you were taking her to work? Or was it at no point at time? That's impossible for me. And if it was, I notice I am not a biased person. Once poor people do things, jail. Anything that you're not, the Prime Minister said anything, the Commissioner of Police, they're like Chuck Water, one judge said nothing about it. It's who you them way stand up and get locked up because they can't have bus. Nothing. The guy at me
but you know,
charge. The woman them
may I interject?
May
I interject? We talk a lot about justice and equity. We know that means persons in similar situations getting the same treatment before the law. But we also understand the supremacy of the rule of law and the presumption of innocence, which applies in anything that looks like a criminal case, right? The one challenge I have is that this thing has happened and there is no action that has been taken to cause us to believe that anything looking like a normal investigation is taking place. That's the one difficulty I have. But I do understand, and you should too, that if you were ever in any kind of trouble, you would want the police to give you the benefit of the doubt as they are investigating. And however improbable it might be that you are innocent of criminal conduct, you would want the benefit of that. So this is one of those very difficult balancing acts that you have to do. And you can't say, well, because they didn't do anything for Nzinga promptly, they need to do something for this police, because that too is corruption. So let's try and follow the argument with some, address it with some level of discernment, because we are still crying out for fair treatment, and persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty, but charges can be laid, action can be taken while you're going through the processes, and that's the only thing that I see missing from this situation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what I'm saying. Minute.
Yes.
How is it that poor people are so unfortunate? They are so unfortunate that let them fix so them that. In other words, look at the man.
Nobody believes it's coincidental or it's a misfortune.
Rich Cafe where we do the party, and you find the guy $20,000, the manager for Rich Cafe, $20,000.
Yes,
You charge the girl, the people are making $200,000. You charge the guy them there, they are making.
But those things just show you. Those things just show you that the system is rotten, and the right response is not to ask for one other person to be penalized.
And I said it's a country. It's for Andrew Wallace and PJ Patterson, Billy, it's PJ Patterson. Andrew Wallace's life is better than mine.
No, we know that it isn't.
Life work the same thing.
We know that it isn't, but we have to be seen to do the things to make that change.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Look how much people dying. Look how much people dead. If you have somebody there, let me tell you something.
My brother, we've gone past the station break. We've gone past the point of the station break. If you can hold. All right, my brother. Yes.
We'll be right back.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
Believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
The station that makes you feel good.
I love this station. I think it's great.
My station.
Moving.
My station.
Moving. Keep it right here. Keep it right here.
Fast FM. Keep listening.
There will be days when you're too tired to move, to drive, but you think you have to because your vehicle won't wash itself, right? But no, you don't have to visit a car wash. 123 Mobile Car Wash will come straight to you. Yes, you heard right. 123 Mobile Car Wash is offering services in Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine. We shampoo and detail cars, trucks, offices, and more. No job too small. Call us at 876-631-3400. 123 Mobile Car Wash. We come to you.
Vijam Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vijam Printers, your best choice in printing.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning. Welcome back to the caller online. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Africa love my sister.
Africa
Morning,
love.
my brother. How you doing?
Not too bad, bunga per se, but you know that even the dumb, the wise, and the foolish, they all have their say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that callers, and I'm calling onto the callers, that they must realize that there's a limited amount of time for a caller to express their feelings and their opinions.
Their ideas, yeah.
Yeah, because we want to get as much callers as we can within the 6 to 10 time. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of documentation all over the internet in concern of what Brother Darkness is saying.
5G, they can go to PubMed.
Yes.
MC Labs, yeah.
And yes, and then people can get to those documents because the internet is there.
Yes.
And they can review from what is placed there. Because this is not something that Darkness creates off him own.
Not at all.
This is something what Darkness read about. You can see that it's a deep study. You know what I mean? And, you know, what he's saying is highly interested to some of us. But I don't like when anyone try to belittle a caller for a caller talk.
Nor do I.
You know, I don't like that. That is not helping us. That is not putting us together.
That's true.
We can't criticize callers. We must try to help callers, right? So that a true message can go through for one to understand what one is doing. You know what I mean? If you notice me, you know, sister and brother, me the man we just talk, and me have a lot of things can say, you know, but the time don't permit me to try to, you know what I mean? And the next thing, the greatest listener learn the most.
That's true.
And if a caller going to call and him is not going to listen to what the item have to say to what he's saying, then one should understand that you're going to be a full stop there.
Yes, and that's really my challenge with him sometimes. Sometimes he allows, but I think he took offense early in the conversation and then it didn't get better.
Otherwise, I personally respect him as a great caller. He have a great point. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
But what I believe he should do is to tell the people, like when him call, where they can go and get these informations.
It's PubMed Central. You just click in PubMed Central and there.
Yeah. But you know, we love him, you know, we love Darkness because that's where the light came from, through darkness.
True. All right. Yeah.
Yes, we can't despise darkness.
Well, you know for sure that I don't. You know we don't. You know that we don't, my brother.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't even go that way with Mrs. Light. I am just trying to facilitate the callers.
Yes.
Don't bother criticize.
Don't be too impatient.
Discredit and thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're all is in the same pot.
All right. Thank you, my brother.
I
appreciate it. Yes.
Listen.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hi, greetings. My name is Ras Asta Black.
Hey,
Ras Asta Black. This is a famous name.
I'm good, man.
Oi.
I've been wanting to introduce myself to both of you for a long time. Now I got through it. Line has always been too busy.
Whoa, we hear that all the time. But good to hear from you, man.
Yes,
Speak your truth. And we talk to you offline. You can leave your number.
And this is a good time because we are focusing on some issues that I know would be of interest to you.
I tell you, today I am at school, age 6 to 12.
Yes.
Speaking on politics.
Okay.
After your program.
Yes.
And politics is such an important thing in our island today and worldwide, but today especially in Jamaica. I had an issue with an attorney on probate and some property to create a school for the arts. and it took 7.5 years.
Whoa.
And then he decided to run as a politician. And I said to myself, this virgin is not too cool to represent anybody in Jamaica. If he's holding down a school, as a matter of fact, the school was in the name of the Honorable Robert Nesta
Marley.
And because of the length of time he held it down, and all he needed to do is to pay the stamp duty on the probate, which we hadn't do for the property. And I say, I'm going to run then. Because he can put up himself for representational politics. I can do it too. So I ran as an independent.
Absolutely. I remember that. Seeing you on the ticket.
Jamaica Alliance Movement.
Yes.
And, you know, Rastafari and non-Rastafari and everyone supported the idea. And a Rastaman came up with the idea of running a political party called Marcus Garvey Political Party. And just put on quote the whole movement, because people look at me because I'm a Rastafari. They look at it as a Rastafari movement to change the spectrum of Jamaica politics. And I want to just come in and quote that movement. So when I listen to even the caller before me, he was in Maypen, you know, campaigning, and he's supposed to be a Rastaman, campaigning against a Rastaman. So that most cool games, not true. And then, you know, your program is perfect. Don't let no one dictate. Cut off people who you think like Bongo Jerry do, and they're talking rubbish. Cut them off. I limit their call. Don't let no one dictate how you run your program. I love it. I listen to you loyally. Rastafari, I love.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the call.
Thanks for the call.
I hold on so you can get my number.
Yes. Okay. That is that's a beautiful call.
Yeah.
And I know too that he has some responsibility for my even coming on this station, because he was listening to the show here and heard Dr. Moiston ask about Carousel, and he got word to me that there was a need to say something. So we have a connection.
Yeah.
I remember it. I remember it because he heard something and he took action. And it is what we are asking everybody to do, to some extent. Take action when you hear something that you know requires right thinking people to take action. All right, we're in the final moments of the show, and
I'm requesting a song.
Oh, good.
Where did we lose our identity?
We have to talk about identity. You know, one of our callers has said we should have a conversation about it. Of course, when we started the show, Mr. Hoylett, we started looking at the issue of identity and cultural identity with a foundation of confidence that would cause us to shake off the things that continue to, hamstring us in exercising true autonomy and self-direction. I thank everyone who has participated. I love it that callers had something to say about what happened with Darkness. Darkness is an enigma, but he is a part of us. And we've got to seek to understand who we are and how we express ourselves. And I am not one to denigrate anyone because their way of expression might not be at the same level as mine. But I do want to have conversation, and I want other callers to get an understanding of what is being said. So thank you for those who called to support him and those who called to say, don't put up with the foolishness. It is in the mix of contending voices that you get the right solution. Mr. Engineer, Mr. Producer, thank you, both of you. All of you look at me in my warm clothes, and I know it is a bit of a mystery, but I expect my temperature control to be back in good order in the morning. Pastor Percival, as always, thank you. Thank you for keeping us on point with the declarations that we've spoken over our country. It is with our voice that we confess and declare things, and that is change. Yeah, that is what sparks the creative power. Even as you said, the light came out of darkness because everything was dark until the word was
And just to
spoken,
close,
which
but
changed everything. So we're speaking words to
if I
change
can-
everything. And
for change, real
Yeah.
change,
Yeah.
lasting change, sustainable change. And my favorite word is
love.
love, but also for the thriving of our nation,
Flourishing.
for the flourishing of our nation. Everybody need to flourish. That was God's intent and will for man. That man would indeed flourish as the high point of the created order.
Those persons online, thank you, Taki. I love that closing thing. Let me just read it. He says every caller is important and it's all good to hear, but being a bully is not the way. There's always something to learn from each other. However, you see, all in that brief comment, you have all the contending points. But you know what? We are spiritual people, so we find our way through it. Have a